Sue, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to come back and tell everybody how I studied for the DATs. You know, from my previous video, if you haven't watched that, stop what you're doing, reverse back, go back to my old video, and it told you my whole journey in dental school and how I got to this point in my life. I just wanted to share with you how I got a 20 on the DATs. Now, everyone's study is different, so basically do what works best for you. I'm just giving you the tools that I used, and hopefully you can change it in a way that will benefit yourself. I use DAT Bootcamp. I'm gonna link below again everything that I mentioned in this video. So the DAT Bootcamp, I think a guy named Ari made it, and it's amazing. I think he got like a crazy score of like a 20 something, and he was, yeah. But yeah, I used his schedule and everything like that. There's like practice tests on there, a lot of the PATs. What I would say is do not use Kaplan. Kaplan is trash. Kaplan will not help you unless you are like an amazing student. I wouldn't say amazing, but at least unless you're that type of person that like can go to class and you remember everything from undergrad, so all you have to do is review and you got it and you know it. But that's not me. That's not how I was living my life. So I needed to actually like learn this stuff again. I graduated in December of 2015, so I had like a good semester to really focus and study for the DATs. I didn't really start studying until like February. So I studied from February to the end of July because I took my DATs in August. So I had a good chunk of time to really like focus and make sure I did really well, because one, I was not taking the exam more than once because I didn't have that money. That $400 was a lot and I wasn't paying another $400. And two, I didn't have the time because your girl wasn't taking, I just wasn't planning on taking it again. So I was like, I'm doing one and done. The stress, I'll be over and done with. Rip the band-aid off and I'll be done. So I took it in July. So the first thing that I say is to make a schedule. So what I use, DAT Bootcamp gave you a whole breakdown of how you should be studying for the DATs. Literally day by day, hour by hour, it gives you the best way to study. Now, I didn't follow that directly because, of course, I worked during that semester off that I had during that chunk of time. So I would go to work, come home, study, eat, sleep, go back to work, study, or whenever I was able to study, I studied. Whenever I had free time, I studied. So definitely schedule yourself and make a plan of how you're going to study day by day, so at least you're not overwhelmed because it's a lot of material, and that way you're organized and you know that you're giving yourself the right amount of time to study for it for yourself. Alright, so the books that I used Math Destroyer for the math part of the DATs. It was really helpful. That was my worst score out of the DAT breakdown when I hit that good old submit. But this definitely helps. I'm just not good at math in like 1 minute because it's just like impossible for me to really sit down and figure out what I have to do to get to the answer. But yeah, Math Destroyer, use this. Also use the DAT Destroyer. So it gives you like organic chemistry, general chemistry, biology, and the quantitative, a little bit of math. And then I also used my student solution book from my organic chemistry class in undergrad, because it just gives a breakdown of the answers and why there are the answers, which is really helpful for certain questions that they have on the DATs. And I also use Course Saver. Now, Chad is a god. He's amazing. The way he breaks down literally every topic that you need to know for the DATs is very helpful. Now, some of these things that I'm mentioning are not free, and I understand that everyone, you know, some people just can't afford it, but if you can, pay for it. It's worth it. Everything I mentioned, I'm going to put in the description box below, and a link so you guys can just easily click on it and go and see for yourself the breakdown, everything. Next thing I did that helped me a lot was I had a study partner. So me along with one of my friends were planning on taking the DATs around the same time. We knew this, so we're like, let's just study together. It was very helpful because I had someone like to motivate me. We planned study times. We met each other at the library or at Panera or wherever. Anytime I had a question, he was there to help and answer it for me, and vice versa. If he had a question, I was there to help and answer it for him. And it's just really good to have someone there to motivate you. If you don't, that's okay. But if you can, find someone to basically be a partner in studying. Even if they're not physically there, if you could find someone like online or even like a friend far away or whatever. Also, it's very important to change where you are studying. I studied a lot at home sometimes, but then I got really tired of just being in the same spot. So I also studied in the library. You have like a public library. I studied at the law school at UConn in West Hartford. I also studied at Panera sometimes. Wherever you can, just be focused and really sit down and study and be comfortable at, definitely go to. It's good to change it up a little bit. And also, while sitting in the library, I was able to study with a partner, so that helped me a lot. Like if I got distracted, I would look up and see that he's still focusing, and like, oh crap, I need to be focused on the DATs and not on my phone or something like that. Another thing is, it's important to stay focused, but it's also important to reward yourself at times. I know studying can get very redundant and hard, and you could easily burn yourself out. So just make sure that you take time to reward what you accomplish. I know sometimes my friends will always be like, oh, Taylor, let's go out, let's eat, let's go to a club, let's do this, do that. And I'm just like, I'm sorry guys, I can't go. Like, I need to study. I really need to focus for the DATs. But at some point, I did take the time to go out and enjoy myself. So that's really important because you will burn yourself out. Breaks are important. Take breaks. You need them. You worked for it. Take it. Overall, just set a schedule for yourself that works for you and stick to it. And also tips to trade for when it's time for you to finally schedule the DATs. Make sure you schedule it at a time that you're prepared. Like, don't wait so long that you're literally reviewing the same material over and over again, but at the same time, don't do it so early that you feel like you don't know anything. Like, you want to be confident in the material that you know, and just take it. Literally rip the band-aid off, because the longer you wait, the more material you have to go review over and over again. You start to forget things blend in with another, and it's just not a good situation. So when you feel like 100% confident, not even 100%, when you feel like you've gone through everything multiple times, you've taken practice tests multiple times over and over and over again, then it's time to schedule the DATs and stick with it. Stick with that time that you pick, and therefore you're able to alter your study schedule up to that date. And also make sure you drive to the testing center so you know exactly where it is, you know how long it's going to take you, and you know what it looks like. Because if that is like literally like your first time going out there, it's going to be really hard. Sometimes people get lost, you don't know what you're looking at, you don't know what you're looking for, and you're able to schedule it yourself in the morning of how much time you actually need to get there. Also, what I did, I made sure I got a good night's sleep, made sure I ate nothing that I would like give me a stomach ache, or like, you know, because some things you can eat in the morning and you're taking a test and you get the bubble guts and you be stressed and like you don't need that in your life. But make sure you eat something and you feel full and you feel alert and ready to take it, because it's a long exam. You do get a break, but it's long as you sit there in front of a computer. Practice tests are also very important. I took a whole bunch of practice exams over and over again. Just not only is it beneficial for the timing of the questions and how long you should be taking to answer these questions, but also it gives you insight of what things you need to focus on and what things you need to review even more. I took a lot. Practice tests are online. When I give you the links below, you can go click and see what they have available. I use DAT Bootcamp along with the other things that I mentioned in this video. So the DAT Destroyer, the Math Destroyer, and my Orgo Solutions book from undergrad, and Course Saver. So that's Course Saver, DAT Bootcamp, my Student Solutions from Orgo, the DAT Destroyer, and the Math Destroyer. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's how I studied for the DATs. Hopefully everything that I mentioned you can use, and it'll be helpful towards your studies. Just remember, study for yourself, pace yourself, and you got this. It's okay. If you have to take more than once, then you have to take more than once. Just know that as long as you don't give up and you stay focused and you have faith in yourself, then you'll be straight. But yeah, stay tuned for my next videos. I'm probably going to record a get ready with me because we have a big gala coming up at BU, and also a video of us and also a quick snippet of me and my friends. We went to New York for a weekend, so put that in there too. But yeah, bye.